Peace and blessings, kings and queens, and welcome back to my channel. I first want to thank you for clicking on the video because you didn't have to, but I appreciate that you did. This video is kind of like a two-part video. I'm not going to go too much in depth because I do want to have other videos touching on both topics more in detail. But again, you know, a lot of times I do these videos because I'm thinking about certain things, or you know, the higher power said I need to talk about it, so that's what I'm going to do. The first part is creating your reality, manifesting what you want, and also on the flip side of that, combating negative thought, because the two go hand in hand. If you are constantly thinking about what you don't want, that's what you're going to get. If you're constantly thinking about what you do want, that's what you're going to get. It's very simple. I don't have a degree in psychology and all this other stuff. I just know what works for me. But your thoughts are very, very powerful. It kind of goes into the vibration that you're on. You know, like attracts like. And if you're constantly thinking about something negative, or if you're always seeing the world in a negative way, that's what your world is going to be like. I had to learn to block out certain negative energy. And this goes back to, it could be family members, it could be co-workers, it could be friends. But you're not, well, you don't have to be in the same space as these people around you. I always try to be positive. I always try to keep positive things around me, whether they're little notes or, you know, stickies, inspirational pictures, quotes. I keep those things around me to give me motivation and to keep me positive. Not to say that I am unpositive without them, but it helps, especially if you see yourself around people that are negative all the time. And sometimes we just can't avoid that. We can't avoid, you know, being around people who see the world in such a negative light, or who are always complaining, because you could work with them. They could be a close family member that you live with. If you have the means, you can, you know, move out and get your own place, but you can't hide away from negative people your whole life. You have to know how to combat that, and also combat your own negative thoughts when they pop into your head. What I usually do, because sometimes, you know, you could just be sitting there and everything's all, you know, hunky-dory, you're happy, and then a negative thought will just pop in your head. Something that you're worrying about. And worrying, you can't do anything with worrying. Worrying doesn't do anything but cause more worrying. So you're sitting there and it just pops in your head. What I do when a negative thought pops into my head, and it's crazy, but I always close my eyes and I take a deep breath and I say, "Thank you for coming, but you are no longer needed." And I immediately, and it's weird because once I do that and I forget about it, the negative thought goes away. And in the beginning, I found myself doing that a lot. I constantly, you know, "Thank you for coming, but you are no longer needed." And it goes away. I know that may sound silly, but that's what helps me. And after that, I just move on, because you can't control what pops into your head, but you can control how you deal with it. Don't sit there and, you know, fester on it and, you know, dwell on it and just keep it growing, because the more energy you give to something, the more it's going to grow. As far as manifesting your reality or creating your reality, if you want something, believe, you know, if you want something, Believe that you already have it. And I know it doesn't make sense, or it doesn't seem like it's that simple, because we're always taught that you got to work hard for what you want. And yes, you do have to apply the effort, but it does not have to be as hard as you just constantly, dwelling on it, or, working on it and trying to manifest it. Once you ask for something, once you believe that you already have it, just open your arms up to receive. And this can fall into pretty much any religion or, spirituality. I'm more spiritual. I'm not a religious person, but I'm more spiritual. And I don't turn my nose up or down anyone who has any type of faith, because if you believe in something, if it makes you a better person in this world, then believe it. Who am I to say that's wrong? I know what works for my journey, and I believe in a higher power, something greater than myself, because there is a design to all this. And I know some people are gonna, you got some atheists out there. No, we just appeared and we die and that's it. Hey, if that's what you believe, that's what you believe. But I believe that we're all energy, and energy created us. And when we leave this physical form, we go back to energy, manifesting or appearing in another way. It's just recycled energy, if that makes sense. I'm trying not to ramble, because I can ramble. You know, I can ramble. But you have to ask for what you want. Think about it. What do you want your life to really be like? I'm not talking about, I want $1 million. If that's something that you really want to strive for, then go for it. But what do you really want your life to be like? How do you want to live? Ask yourself that. Think about that. Really, really think about it. Take time. We live in a society where there's just not enough time. We're always on the go. We're always connected to the internet, have the phone in our hand, on the TV. It's just always something going on, but we don't connect with ourselves. And I think that is very, very important to do. Turn everything off. Unplug. It is okay if you don't know what your friend is posting on Facebook, or what's going on in the world. What's going on in your world, your own personal space. Take this time to start the healing, to start your soul healing, to really figure out what it is that you want. And once you figure out what you want, ask for it. This is what you want. And don't ask for it in a future contents, like, I'm going to have this one day. Say it in a way that you already have it. Okay? So you know what you want. So now, say it. Express it. The house that I live in is wonderful. I am so thankful for this beautiful home that I'm in. I'm so thankful for this new car that I have. I'm so thankful for this promotion. I really enjoy the life that I have. I really enjoy my family. I really enjoy my husband. If you want a happy life, a husband, a new promotion, a new car, new house, if those are the things that you want, health, no longer be in pain, finding peace in your life, say it like you already have it. I have peace in my life. Peace is a state of mind, and I live in it. Constantly say it like you already have it. And once you do that, really believe that you already have it. Now, the more that you are in a negative way of thinking, the longer it's going to take for you to get this. And we all are raised in such a way that we view the world as negative. When we're children, we see the world in such a beautiful way. And adults, because they're in that way of thinking now, teach their children to start thinking negative. Well, you don't always get what you want, taking away their imagination, telling them that they have to grow up or do this or do that. And we lose that along the way. We lose that imagination, that creativity, that beautiful, positive creativity. We lose it. And that's a sad thing. So you have to almost really recondition yourself to think positive and see the world in such a positive light, because this world is beautiful. You're here when some people don't even come out the gate with a chance. Some children die immediately. You know, somebody's on their deathbed right now wishing they had one more day. But right now you're here. So you have to start thinking more positive and start slow. You know, I started off, you know, like I said, with little notes and little post-its. And when I get a negative thought, I say that affirmation to myself. Again, thank you for coming, but you are no longer needed. Or, you know, this too shall pass. Sometimes you just little notes to yourself for understanding and to help you along with this journey. This too shall pass. That was the first thing that I wrote down years ago when I started on this journey, because this isn't something that's, you know, I just found this and it's new. I've been working on myself. I continue to work on myself, and I've been doing this for a long time. So you have to just start small. Like I said, I had this too shall pass. And anytime I'm going through something or I'm really in a unpleasant situation, I remind myself that this too shall pass. And I read a book a long time ago. My God, it had to have been about 15 years ago, I think, that said, don't sweat the small stuff. And if I can find that book again, I'm going to keep it in my library. You know, it said, if this is something that is not going to matter a year from now, then don't put any energy into it in the present. You understand? If it's something that's not going to matter next week, a month, tomorrow, or whatever, don't put any thought into it today. It's not going to, it doesn't matter. This too shall pass. You know? So I constantly try to keep positive things around me. You know, the first thing I do when I wake up is I give thanks for being able to open my eyes. I lay there and assess my body. How is my body feeling? Do I have any pain? Am I stiff? How is the energy flowing through me? And from there, I take it from there. If I'm in pain, I am healed. I'm already healed. My back doesn't hurt anymore. My feet doesn't hurt anymore. You know, I constantly stay in a state of gratitude. Now, I'm not perfect, because that's not being human. If you're perfect, then you're not human. I have negative thoughts. I think negatively about things, but I immediately check myself. And there's nothing wrong with checking yourself. If I see someone and I have a negative comment, or not negative comment, but if I have a negative thought about them, I immediately stop. That's not right. You don't know what that person has gone through in their life to get to where they are today. You have no right to judge or have any negative thoughts. Even if that person is being unfriendly to me, I always sympathize to what's making that person the way they are. And a lot of times I don't take it personal. I don't take how you are or how you're acting towards me personal. That's your space. That's your life. That's your journey. I wish you well, and I try to change the energy of the situation. So, without this being a super long video, because I can talk about this all day long, and I will do some more in-depth videos on the topic. But in closing, if you want certain things in your life, you have to believe that you already have them. And if you're constantly thinking negative, you're going to attract negativity. And this goes to your job. If you're unhappy in your job, whatever you are thinking, whatever your life is around you, whatever the situation is around you, it's a reflection of yourself. If you're in a bad relationship and you're a good person and you're constantly finding yourself in these bad relationships, it's because deep down inside you truly don't believe that you deserve a good one. And until you change that way of thinking, you will continue to be in that lesson. You won't learn, and you'll continue to take that lesson over and over again. Believe that you have what you want. Ask for it in the way that you already have it, and then open yourself up to receive it. You are worthy. You are enough. This world is so full of beautiful things. Don't get caught up in the negative. Be careful of what you're watching on TV, the news, on Facebook, what society is pushing in your face. Don't accept that into who you are. Release it. Whatever it is that is holding you back from something, release it. Let it go. Find your purpose and be happy. Money isn't everything. Having a fancy car and a big house and all these materialistic things, it's not everything. So, on that note, be blessed.